Hall of Famer had their wits. 10 bits.
Hatley brings the bits. So I'm like, but I didn't like probably like what I'm getting back to, Brent, is some of the radio personalities you're working for. If you're going to be sitting in like on Howard's show or where Mary Lou's show or whatever her name, they probably have like a long ass meeting with you, and I'm going to say this, we're going to say that, we're going to have these topics. Write me down some topics. This is what we're talking about. I just literally thought we would just wade through. The dynamic and what I want you to do just on the air.
That sounds good. I love doing stuff like this.
Most people don't do that though, right?
No. That is a lost, dead art at this point.
Yeah, like I'd be like, hey Hatley, I want you in on Thursday. Well, what do you want to talk about, Bubba?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll hash it out on the air. Just do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
All right, so be here an hour and a half before, and we'll go through everything.
No.
Bubba's Poop Nucks 1,000 bits.
Now, Brent was a different walking in today because usually you'd have to be one of the very first guys and you'd have a show prep and guests and things like that. Was it a little bit different just walking in with no responsibilities other than to get here?
Yeah, way different. Way different.
And have things changed at all? I mean, have you noticed anything different?
Yeah, things are a lot more relaxed.
Yeah, we're so chill now.
A lot more relaxed.
Right.
I'm used to like people getting his ass whippings before the show.
Easy, Brett.
What?
So welcome and
bandits.
And we're down to a skeleton crew as well, Brent, because you don't need as many people doing as many stupid stuff. Do you remember back in the day?
Oh my God, we had 23 people.
Yeah, 23.
Like my payroll. I remember this. I do remember this. That my payroll was like $80,000 a month.
It was crazy.
Power Pig Superhero 1,000 bits.
With like insurance and payroll. I remember Tom Bean coming to me and saying, "Hey man, I know you think you're making a lot of money and all, but you're paying a lot of people a lot of money." I was paying the video editors like 45, 50 grand, Cigarette John and Miller.
And Mark Anthony. You had like 5 video editors at one point.
Big Dick was making like 60.
Yeah, you had 5 video editors, and you'd give them like a month and a half to make one video. And now you got one guy, and you expect everything to be done by tomorrow.
I think Brent at his highest, were you making what, $180?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, and that was before Bubba Paloozas and appearances and endorsements.
I had a deal with Dave, Brent, and Spice. I was like, and I had them all together. I'm like, you know what? I'm paying all 3 of you the same. So, like, so get over it. Like, just the way it is. If you think you're more valuable than the next guy, you're not. Sorry, Dave, for upsetting you, because Dave was the man, was he not?
Oh, I love Dave. He's still to this day the best engineer I've ever worked with.
I wrote down people that have left the show that are welcome back.
Okay.
I forget where they are.
It's a short list?
It's a very short list.
There's been 800 people work here. 4 of them are allowed back.
Yeah.
Well, I probably missed some.
Well, we could film it. I'm sure Brett and
I probably missed some, but it would be Dave Rice.
Definitely. I love Dave Rice.
Yep.
I always will love that guy.
Brent Hatley.
Donkey Teeth gets 10 subs.
Chaz. Did you ever work with Chaz?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I helped train him.
Chaz. Colton. You don't know Colton.
No,
Colton
I've never met him.
Most recent. Blitz, can you help me out? I mean,
Is that it for it?
I think,
you got it?
What was that, 3, 4?
Well, I guess you said
Dave
Cave.
Rice. Hold on. Dave Rice. Oh, yeah, Cave's in there. Yeah. Dave Rice, Chaz, Brent Hatley, Caveman, Colton, Craig the Bulldog, and Coco.
That's 6.
Craig the Bulldog and Coco. I heard Craig the Bulldog is killing it.
He is. I saw him when Coco was here. We all went to Hooters.
Man, that's a 55-gallon drum full of testosterone, is it not?
Yes.
How did Craig and Coco get along in the same cage?
We were all having a good time talking.
If you had to take one in a no rules like street brawl, who would you take? They're both really good friends of ours. I love them to death. Who would you take?
Okay, are we talking about as we sit here today or each one at their peak?
Okay, both.
Okay. As we sit here today, I would take Craig.
Right. Because Coco's gotten a little bit battering. He's a battering ram.
Coco's a battering ram, and Craig works, physical labor.
Right. What's Coco hitting keyboard entry like Lou Pickney?
No, he's Coco does some physical labor these days too, but Craig is like lifting cinder blocks with his hands. You shake Craig's hand, and if you could tell, if he punches you, it'd be like taking a cinder block and punching you in the face.
But you're saying in their prime, you're taking Coco.
In their prime, I'm taking Coco because Coco's a trained boxer. So fighting is a skill set, and Coco's got that skill set. And if he connects with one, he's going to drop you.
Craig's pretty trained on the adjustable Craftsman wrench upside your head too.
Yeah. So and Craig's got a meanness streak in him.
I think actually Craig's meaner. Coco.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. Craig's
Coco at the end of the day is a sweetheart. He's a little teddy bear, but Craig's just hardcore.
Coco will explode on you at first, and then he'll calm down, and you can talk to him.
Craig will explode on you and then keep exploding on
right.
you.
Well, Craig won't even explode on you. The next thing you know, you get knocked out.
Yeah, he's really high tense. He's high tense. Let me. Who's the most high tense guy you know? Sweet Lips Lou?
No, my buddy Jason. He works for an oil company, and he's like out in the field, and he's just he likes a lot of whiskey. So whiskey and him, they're not a good
Blitz,
mix.
is your brother high tense?
No.
No? So there's everybody's just laid back and cynical in your family.
Yes.
Your dad's kind of high tense, isn't he?
Nope.
Mom?
Nope.
Oh.
No high tenseness going on there, huh?
Mm-mm.
So anyway, Brent's back, and now Brent, I'm thinking about this. I got this new show, and Anna, I guess you and Blitz were talking about how you guys knew I was going to do this.
No, actually, it was me, Lummy, Brian, Rhett, pretty much everybody else.
Oh. Well, okay, then everybody can F off. It's my show.
Were we wrong?
Well, you were wrong at the time, yes.
Oh.
because I didn't think of this. I swear to God, I didn't think of this until I was in the shower today, and I'm in the shower with my little gorilla head, and I go, let me see, I got Hatley coming in today, and then I got the after show with Hatley, and then I got, oh, God, I'm going to have the merch crick take Hatley home, because then I got Brian coming in with the I'm right, you're wrong show. Oh, maybe Hatley would want to do that show with me because he's way smart. and Brian's just thinking that I think Brian thinks I'm a little dumber than I play dumb.
Actually, no, Brian, yesterday
I
on the
play
sports
stupid,
show.
okay? I'm dumb, but I also play dumber than I really am.
Brian laid it out yesterday that to today's show that you already know what you're going to talk about, so you're probably going to be even with them.
No,
second show,
he's wrong about that. Hold on. Wrong. I mean, I'll be honest, I have zero what I'm going to talk about.
Oh.
And he does. He's probably Johnny Prep. He's
Bubba,
Johnny.
He was like, "Oh, Bubba prepared." I'm thinking, no.
No.
Bubba.
I prepare. I mean, like Brent, the process has really streamlined since you had to prepare me back in the day. I think back in the day it was, if I can remember right, you'd get in about what, 4:30?
4:25.
4:25, and all the newspapers would be. We'd get like
newspapers.
Yeah, we'd have to clip out the
Hold on,
newspapers.
Anna, listen, we're giving you like some, 1950s stuff.
Right.
This is when how producers and shows used to work. So Brent and I think Spice was right behind you, was he not?
Yeah. So Spice would get the technical stuff ready for the show,
right.
And while he was getting the tech stuff ready for the show, people in the bullpen would have articles clipped, and I would go through those articles and I would highlight what I thought you would think is important, and then
then he wouldn't. You wouldn't give them all to me.
No, I wouldn't give them all to you, and then I would come in with a one sheet that gave you kind of the skeleton outline for the show with about 15, 20 articles, and the ones you didn't want, you throw on the floor.
Right.
And the ones that you did, you go, okay, see if you can get somebody on the phone from this article.
Yeah, so Anna, we get these articles, and once Brent went through them, and then
But hold on. You'd take the newspaper, and you'd have to clip out the articles, and you know how articles like start on one page and end on another,
yes.
And then they're so you have to scissor all those out and then staple them to one sheet of paper because heaven forbid it's multiple sheets or anything.
Yeah, it's one sheet of paper, but the thing is, on that sheet of paper, I could write notes on there for Brent.
Right.
Like, here's the important points in this article.
Yeah, but then Brent would give me Anna. By the time it got to me, if it made it, the story made it, it would have highlights, and then it could potentially have some phone numbers. Hatley would, research if there was any phone numbers he could find on like by calling 411 sometimes.
Yeah, and I had a service where I could go look up People have landlines, so you could call them at their house.
So I'd have
So you
potential.
were clipping articles in 2013?
No, 2000 and first year was 2000.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 99, 2000 was Brent's first year.
Okay, I just
fired
wasn't sure if this was the MO the entire time.
No,
that he
no,
was
no.
with
I
the
was
show.
talking about how it used to be.
Well,
okay.
we were clipping clips in like 2008, 2009 too, up to
Yeah.
And then
Pretty
we'd
sure we
get
had the internet
disappointed
then.
when no clips would be used, and we had like 40 for you.
And then the thing that we would have would be we would take full news articles that would match the clips, and then you would be able to play those and start and stop the actual news doing it.
So because I couldn't play it on the internet, Anna, they would give me a disc of the story that they'd already downloaded from VCR, cut up
What?
yeah.
I know.
It was a whole operation.
Yeah.
So you had to have the guy pull it off the VCR, put it to
CD.
CD.
Yep.
Then give me a list of, cut 3
Jeez.
is a kid that got ran over by a lawnmower story. And first cut is his mom. Second cut is the neighbors. And the third cut's the 911 call.
And then
Right.
sometimes we'd give him like the full news story, like they would run on Channel 13, so he could start and stop that and critique the news people.
Yeah.
He would critique the on-air people and their job.
Yeah, I would not even worry about the story. Be like, that bitch can't deliver the news. I'd be so much
I like
better.
her jogs all.
Man, she's got nice jugs, though. So anyway, Hatley, welcome back.
Thanks.
And I'm excited. So you can do the political show today.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
But I'm
in-
thinking
I'm in for that.
if you're gonna be on the show, I might have to rename it. Instead of I'm right, you're wrong, maybe I'm right, he's middle, and you're wrong / left. I'm right, he's middle, you're wrong / left.
Right.
Because you're middle.
Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely.
Realistically, I'm the same way as you are. We were talking about earlier today. Like, I am pretty Johnny Right, except I have a couple issues with the right now. And the number one is, this Roe v. Wade deal that just went down, and I got a major problem with that.
I do too, and it's a math equation. There's too many people on this planet. You want more unwanted kids in this world, really?
No,
like,
that's why I got a vasectomy.
Exactly. That's what we want.
We should open up vasectomy clinics.
Yes.
A lot of young
There
guys.
are,
A lot of
actually.
a lot of young guys are getting them now.
I sent you
I
an
think you
article
should-
from Tampa. There was a doctor in Tampa who said that his calls have like tripled.
I think you should get, like the U.S. government will give you a tax break, like a $7,500 a kid.
Oh, that's not probably a good idea.
And if
then you got a lot of poor people getting procedures.
Yeah,
and
well, that's
eugenics.
isn't that exactly what we want? We
No,
want the
because
rich
they would
people
go
to
get they would go get pregnant just to have an abortion to get the money.
No. He's saying he's saying vasectomy.
He's saying
Oh,
get
what I'm saying
sterilized, but then you have like a bunch of. Then it starts to run maybe on the lines of race, and then it's.
We're not going to be around for all that.
I think we might be.
I'm trying to salvage.
We are now.
Listen, Anna, I got a 50-year wheelhouse I'm working with here. Okay, after that, I
right.
could care less
But
what
right.
happens.
but then
I'm
what-
not as worldly as our forefathers who wanted good things for me. I want good things for me and my kid and maybe his kid.
And
That's
that's it.
and all the things you're thinking about, Anna, don't even matter if we get overpopulated and the whole human race goes extinct because we're out of
Well, that's
resources.
why we're trying to get to Mars. So.
Mars is
He's like Eeyore over there, Anna.
Well, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm sorry.
Mars
the
is
truth is
magical
we need-
thinking where nobody's ever living on Mars. That's not happening.
And here's the
there's-
deal, Anna. Listen, here's the
They
deal.
can get oxygen on Mars. There's
Yeah.
water
Right.
on Mars.
Don't
so.
bust me up and have to stay
Yeah,
inside all
right.
your time.
Yeah.
That's completely magical thinking.
How
Nobody's
about
living
this?
on Mars.
No, I
Okay.
got it. I got it. All the weirdos who want to go to Mars, go ahead. Get out of here.
Good luck with that.
And give all of us people that don't want to go to Mars a little bit more. Okay? Mars. Like, what are you going to do on Mars? You can't even
I'm
live
just
outside.
spitballing ideas. I'm saying if we get overpopulated, which we already are.
Listen,
so.
you know how on your taxes they'll give you like $7,500 a kid, and then like if you would hook up some solar panels or something like that, they'll give you like a
Tax
tax
break.
break.
Yeah.
And then they'll do they got all kinds of different incentives. I think they should give you a $10,000 tax break if you get a vasectomy or your tubes tied.
1,000%.
Yeah.
At what age? Any age?
At any age, let's start.
Well, not any age.
Hell
I mean,
yeah, start them at birth.
well, no, but I mean,
I mean, like
Agreed,
18.
Blitz.
you
Most
can't
doctors
have,
won't do that.
No, but you can't have 85-year-old grandpa who wants to pick up $10,000 on the taxes to go get cut.
Well, of
Depending
course.
on how rich he is, because some of those 85-year-old grandpas get people pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's true. Ask Hugh Hefner
Yeah,
called
Hugh Hefner
had
once
one
his
at,
sperm
70?
back.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Inside Playboy series?
I didn't watch that, no.
You didn't?
Mm-mm.
Because you didn't want to, or
I didn't even know that it was a thing. What is it on?
I forget where it was.
All
on.
the scandals of Hugh Hefner
Oh my
from
God,
like all
Hatley, you
the
would
different
love it.
rapes and
Hatley, you would like it. They go and get like people that like that worked at the Hollywood Mansion and that worked for him and his assistant secretary and like the PR girl and the head photographer and the head butler and like everybody. Like it's just not just one disgruntled chick that's trying to get a payday. They go deep.
Is it a burial?
It is an absolute burial. And they talked about, man, he had like all these chicks trained and like, you know, a very stringent schedule.
Wasn't there an incident with a dog?
Yeah,
I feel like I remember hearing about that.
He involved bestiality.
Oh,
that's hot.
He had some acts of bestiality. I
never liked him even when he was alive. I never thought he was that great of a guy.
And is this the trailer, Lummy?
Yeah.
And he paid people off, and it's just...
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of a cool racket if he wouldn't have been so mean to him, if he could have pulled it off. Hold on, stand by.
The sexual emancipation of our society.
Hugh Hefner opened the door for the sexual revolution. I will agree.
Bill Cosby, Jim Brown, all raped... They called him Jim Brown, Bill Cosby, all raped girls in the grotto, and they had the girls talk about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jim Brown was a new one.
Bill Cosby was one of the worst imagine that.
Yeah.
One of the worst offenders of all. They flat out call out Bill Cosby and Jim Brown.
Not surprised.
He represents, for this woman here, freedom. But Playboy has...
And by the way, if you're one of Hugh's girls, if you lived in the house, you got $1,000 a week cash. But you could only go out one night a week with the girls, and you were had surveillance and bodyguards the entire time, and then they have to report back to Hugh if you talk to any guys or anything.
And they had to be back. I think it was at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Who can party in L.A. and have to be home by 9?
Yeah, places don't even open there
until 11.
As its dark side.
There was a secret world. Playboy was all about powerful men preying
blasting on bitches.
On beautiful young women.
I don't know that really much has changed, really.
No.
Right?
The Playmates.
It was like they were pimping us out.
Hatley, didn't you sleep with a Playmate?
I did.
Oh.
That killed herself?
Oh my God, Bubba.
No, but I mean,
I don't think she committed suicide, but indirectly, yes, she killed herself. Yes.
Like OD'd.
Let me rephrase this. Hatley, did you sleep with the Playmate that's dead?
That's correct.
For real. If I remember right, wasn't she from Cleveland?
She was from Cleveland.
Oh God.
Being one of your boys, I picked up pieces over the years. You met her when you were like doing promotions for 98 Rock.
Yep. I hired her to be a 98 Rock girl.
Right.
Yep. And then we started dating. And she was, I think it was Miss June 1989.
Really?
Yep.
And you blasted the hell out of her. She lived down here?
Yeah, she lived in Newport Richey.
Of course.
And she had her own house in Newport Richey. She used to get paid. You know what? She used to get paid. They used to send her like baseball cards by the case.
Right.
And she used to get paid a lot of money to just sit there and sign those cards and send them back to Playboy.
Speaking of baseball, let me, how's your Ty J. Armstrong cards doing?
Doug R. Pearson, 1,000 bits. Oh, they're doing great. I got them in my hardcover just waiting for Ty J to sign them.
Hello.
Where's 50 cents?
Bubba.
Yeah.
Got a name for a politics show. Right, left, Hatley.
Right, left, Hatley. That's a little too much Hatley for me, to be honest with you.
That's putting me over a little too much.
Yeah. I mean, we got to keep Hatley down a little bit.
Right.
Hatley could get a little full of
Hatley
himself.
just joined the show 20 minutes ago. His name's already on it.
Yeah, Hatley's already got top line billing. Come on now.
The bunnies.
I mean, Hatley already has all of his concerts and stuff like that. Hatley, do you know sometimes we will play your concerts? Did you know that?
Oh, awesome.
Do your concerts make you mad?
No, not really anymore.
Well, now hold on. I never knew they made you mad at all.
Oh my God. But it had nothing to do with you, though.
So, you used to say that it was disrespectful to Gary?
How many?
The ones that they do for Gary are absolutely disrespectful.
Iggy McGillicuddy, Hall of Fame, Lummy, thumb up his ass, 10,000. Lummy, you are?
I was talking to Brent, and I was looking up his girl from Playboy, sorry.
I love Iggy.
Oh, I love Iggy as well. So, now, hold on. So, what were we talking about just a minute ago? Oh, the Brent songs. Was there... within, if you look at the ultimate lineup during my show, it would have been me, Manson, Spice, and you.
Right.
Manson playing Ned, Dave Rice on the other side of the glass. That was kind of, that was
Yeah.
That was the team for the longest time.
Right.
That was the team. What was that? That was the team from 2000 till 2012.
Correct.
And then, first to defect was Spice.
That's one way to put it.
And then, first to defect was Spice. Man, you were there when Spice left, and we even had a party for him at the Penthouse Club, and I gave him a golden microphone and everything, and it's just like, man, what did I ever do to that guy? I mean, I want you to take a step back and not be like, tell me what I want to hear, but not be my friend, but like, why did he hate like being a coworker or a worker here within this world? What did I do that made him hate me so much?
You were more popular than him, and he thought he should have been the host of the show, and he didn't understand why he wasn't the host of the show.
No, for real.
Oh, did you want to know what his nickname was amongst the bullpen people back then? Bubba Jr.
See, why didn't I ever know this?
Because the reason I didn't come to you with any of this stuff, because I don't want to be that guy that's saying, you know what, this is my coworker, this guy's a jizz or kiz off. So
I'm glad I got one of those now, Blitz. Blitz is unfiltered, man. He'll come and tell me exactly what he thinks about exactly every situation.
Oh no, I don't.
And then
more so than most. Would you at least say that?
I mean, I just don't. I just don't say yes for no reason. Sorry.
Perfect. Whatever that means. Continue on, Hatley.
So, and one of the people that I will tell you, and I don't want to blow anybody in, but Dave did not care for Mr. Lloyd that much at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I should have listened to that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you and him are the only two that really probably at the end of the day had my back.
Yeah. And then, Spice and Big Dick didn't like each other. And fought with each other a lot.
And so I just can't wrap my head around the hate and the destruction that he caused and where my life could potentially be had he not, released the Vermont teddy bear. I was looking at a timeline yesterday, and it's so bizarre to see if you take a couple steps back and look at the timeline. Let me give you some dates. We move in December of 2011, January of 12.
Yep. We had a 3-week vacation, and we all had to. You told us all, like, you got to move your stuff over to this building where we're sitting now.
Right. And so we all moved. And then quickly, like in March of 2012, out of thin air, Spice Boy comes to me and says, hey, I kind of want to. And it's when the bone switched over to talk.
Yep.
And by the way, I could have squashed it because Keith came to me and asked, "Hey, do you got a problem with your, Spice has expressed interest into doing nights here, breaking off the show and doing nights, but we won't do it if you don't support it. Like, absolutely won't do it." And I'm like, I was kind of torn. I'm like, man, I don't want to break up the show, but I don't want to
hold anybody back.
A guy back
because you were actually, in a couple of these circumstances, you've been a really good guy, and the old saying, "No good deed goes unpunished."
Right. So, I mean, I get spun as impossible, and I get spun as being a dick. But was I really? Now, you've worked in the Stern world, and you've worked in the other. Was I really? And now that you've worked in other worlds, was I really that big of a monster, or was I pretty damn cool?
You were cool a lot of times, and a lot of times, you would flip out and melt down. But to be fair, that is industry standard.
Yeah,
that goes on at every single show, and like big shows, small shows, every show. Because at Sirius XM, there's hundreds of shows,
right?
And there's
hundreds of hosts,
and all of us that work on shows talk amongst each other in the break room and in the lobby and walk into the train, and I realize that this is something that goes on with everybody.
So I just, the timeline goes, quickly, Spice Boy leaves the show to go do his own thing. I endorse it. No big deal. It was not under anything bad. In fact, it was quite emotional. It was quite emotional. We were all sad. We were like, wow, the team's
You
breaking
guys
up.
were sad.
Well, I know. Hallie, were you really deep down like, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
For real?
Absolutely. Going all the way back to 1999, that guy never liked me. And I personally did not care for him either.
So then you leave in 2013, and then
see, I was just burned out from that MJ trial. That thing burned me out.
Think about me. I'm burned out on all of it.
Like I had to sit there in depositions for 5 years with those maniacs.
Yeah, I know. I know. Brent was like, not only would he prepare the show and have to do the show, but then after the show, literally from 10:30 till 4:30 or 5:30 or 7:30, he'd have to be in Jay's office, either attending depositions because he was the company representative, or preparing for depositions.
Yep. That was insane, and the fact that a judge let that go forward is still mind-boggling.
Yeah, and so then Manson pulls his stuff, and I figure out, and I find out in the Manson exit that wow, all these songs that he's written about me all these years, they're a shoot.
Yeah.
We're all sitting here thinking that. Bubba's fat, Bubba's stupid, he only blah, blah, blah. And they were a shoot.
Yep.
They were a shoot and funny, but
both things can be true.
Right. A shoot can be funny, but it also can be mean-spirited.
Exactly, and that's why the songs about me would make me mad, because I knew what his intent was.
Oh, for real?
Oh, yeah.
Brent Hatley, 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 he's the Brent Hatley needs a Bobkin tan. Go Brent. That might have been one of the nicer ones.
That's one of the nicer ones, and it's the Gators music, so you gotta love that.
I think this one might have been one of the stiffest. Don't get mad.
Okay.
Go. I think this is one of the stiffer ones.
Go Hatley, get your ass kicked. Wave your arms around like you are a spastic. Put your dukes up and you get your ass kicked. Watch your neck snap back just like it is elastic. Go Hatley, go Hatley.
So making fun of your loss.
Yeah,
right?
Like from a guy that I could flick him on the nose and he would be knocked out.
Come on, Ned.
So I always thought that they were so stiff that they were putting you over. But at the end of the day, I kind of come from now I probably got to take a step back and say you only had a series of songs. Manson's career was built on, making me look stupid and calling me fat and calling me, it's all true. But it's like, it'd be not. So I talked to Randy Michaels, like when Manson pulled his crap, I actually talked to Randy Michaels, and I think that all of us would probably agree, maybe not Anna because she doesn't know Randy.
The greatest.
But Blitz and me and Lummy and, radio guys know that, there'll never be a CEO that is as understanding about controversial and needle-moving radio as Randy Michaels.
Ever. Because I'll tell you this, Mel Karmazin, people try to put that onto Mel Karmazin. Mel Karmazin got lucky with one guy.
Yeah.
One guy.
Well, you know what? I take that back. He got kind of lucky with O&A.
Actually, I never thought their show was good, and they proved it because they didn't even know how to be creatively cross the line. How stupid was it what they did? Really, how dumb was that?
It was dumb.
What did they do?
They sent people to St. Patrick's Cathedral.
But they came back from that, though.
They came back from that when their show was terrible.
But hold on, Hallie. I
disagree.
Awful.
But hold on. Hold on, Hallie. I'm gonna blow your mind on this. I've had both of them on my show.
I heard the Opie one that you did,
and I kind of wish that we all played different back in the day. Now that I get a little bit more worldly and a little bit more older, I feel like I just watched the D. Snyder special too on the Howard Stern Facebook. I loved it. It was me and you in there giving D hell,
giving D the what for,
and then at the end of the day we were all cool. I got churned up. You would churn me up, and Manson would churn me up. So you'd get me churned up on the prep side, and then Manson would churn me up with the song side, and we would just go into guns a-blazing.
Great radio. Some of the greatest radio of all time. That's something to be proud of.
I know that, and I'm not trying to get soft, but on a couple of the personalities, and one of them was O&A, I think I could have handled it differently, and I would have had a better outcome.
Well, I'm going to take you back to what started it with them. Is they started talking bad about you and started talking about having your mom on the show, and that's what set us off.
Yeah. Whatever.
I mean, I'm just saying, like back then,
I'd love to have them. I'd love to be Switzerland and try to bring those two together.
That ain't gonna happen, from what I understand.
That's what Blitz says too.
From what I understand, because and I can tell you what, I know all of their producers, everybody that worked on that show, amazing people, really, really good producers. And when you talk to them, they will tell you that is never gonna happen.
I guess it would be much. Blitz, would you describe it as like it'd be the same as me and Spice getting back together? Is it that much hate from what you know of the show?
Oh yeah, and like almost all the staff hate Opie.
That Blitz is absolutely right about that.
Really? So he's the common guy that they hate the most.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Opie claims that he did nothing wrong, that he doesn't understand, but for some reason they will all talk to Anthony, and they all don't like Opie.
And there's good reasons. Like I said, I know all those guys. I talk to all those guys. I'm friends with all of them, and they're all super good dudes, man. They all really are, and they'll tell you privately why they won't talk to Opie, and it's not for no reason at all. I can tell you that.
Hey, back to the Playboy thing. You might want to watch it, Hatley.
Muffled, discarded.
Let's not forget the girlfriends.
It was a manipulation from the beginning. Groomed us all.
Now, we had that girl on. What year? Was it when Hatley was still here?
Yeah, it was. It was 2007, early 2007.
We had a girl, Hatley, that was writing a book.
Yep.
And she talked about how Hugh liked Viz, Queen, and anal.
Yes.
And both of those come out here in this documentary. And I'm like, man, we had that girl on in 2007 talking about Hugh's nonsense.
So talking about Hugh, look at the level of a personality disorder you have. You have that much money, and you have this kind of magazine.
You're talking about me. Like, you're looking at me? Well,
you have that much money, you have this kind of a magazine, and you still have to do this stuff to women. You still have to do this because there's going to be plenty that are going to willingly hook up with you.
There's going to be plenty that will do anything you ask them to do. You just got to ask.
Yeah.
But instead you make girls do it.
Well, I think that, he wanted to up the ante because he was around sex. Even like you talk about stuff like this, Bubba, where you'd see two girls make out, it does nothing for you. You need more. You know what I mean?
Hallie's probably the same way.
So
He's
it's like,
even
for him,
stuff
I'm
than
not
me.
saying the things that you guys are into are devious, but, sometimes it moves in that direction when, for most guys, what would turn them on for him is just mundane.
Well, but it's beyond that, though. I think it's his need to show control and power over women. And
that's like
I think that's
probably
that's a deep psychological need, because there's a difference in being into things sexually and having people that do
this was obviously criminal.
Consensually, and having this need.
Hugh Hefner is lucky in today's how they can rewind stuff and go back.
He's
lucky he's dead because didn't R. Kelly's trouble start with a documentary?
I mean, what was really bizarre about R. Kelly is everybody already knew the story and no one really cared to do anything. But it was when the documentary came out, the docuseries Surviving R. Kelly, that people kind of returned to the story and was like, "Why isn't this guy in jail?"
Yeah,
and that's when he got in trouble.
That's an interesting fact for.
Same with Britney, like the whole Free Britney movement kind of was reignited with her documentary.
Yeah. Hopefully, my documentary will reignite some type of something.
Yeah.